What is up, Cougar Central? Gosh, we are excited to be back with y'all, and especially here in one of these wonderful buildings by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Some of you might recognize this. This, my friend, is a church building. In a gym just like this, many a boy done practice basketball. Many a Richie Saunders and a Tyler Hawes and many other good young boys done practice in a church just like this. And you know, it's the off season right now for basketball and football, but things are coming up quickly. We still got a lot to talk about. Following up from last week, we were talking a lot about BYU's attempt to get a new center for the basketball team. Guess what? Kevin Young, good old KY, heard our cries, and he answered well. We got our good boy Urbaniak. I'm saying that right?
Urbaniak, I think.
Urbaniak?
But, yeah.
Jacob Urbaniak. And he's coming from a lot of the EuroLeague stuff right now. In fact, coming from the Euro Cup. He's played a couple different leagues as well. Played for the played for a team in the Spanish league. Played in Poland. He's got a couple other things under his belt. Connor, walk us through Jacob here.
Yeah, so Jakub Urbaniak, it's kind of weird because at least there's someone. That's the main thing. At least there's a center now. But he's 6'9". In the EuroLeague, he had a true shooting percentage of like 54%. But then most of it came from 2-pointers. So he's shot like 60% from 2. And then from 3, he shot 16%, which is terrible. He was 5 for 31. But then it gets a little weird because then he played in the Polish league, and his 3-point percentage shot up to 34%, which still it's not like a great shooter, but those are decent numbers for a center. So it's really weird because we don't know exactly how good at shooting he is.
Yeah. He's
athletic, but he's not like Keita athletic where he's a freak. And he's mainly just like a pick and roll guy, and that's exactly what Kevin Young wants in a center. But it's super weird because he's 6'9", same height as Mboop.
Yeah.
I
don't know what to think about it because, I think a lot of what we talked about last week is that, especially in the Big 12, and looking back to Texas when they played in the NCAA tournament recently, having a big guy matters. We're seeing that in the NBA right now. It's very clear, right? Having a big guy, whether or not they're amazing all-star, doesn't really matter necessarily, but you have to be confident in yourself. And I look at Urbaniak. Please tell me I'm saying that right. Please, if I butcher that. He does remind me a lot of Keita, though, actually, the way he plays. Like you said, very pick and roll, which is, kind of that distinction there. But he's physical. And I like that a lot. But it's going to come down to shooting percentage because it's hard because you see that 17%, you see that 34%, basically doubles the second he goes from the Euro to the Polish league. Mm-hmm. So the question then really is like, okay, what is that transfer going to be like from the Euro and the Polish league to the NCAA? Because those are 3 very different leagues in all their aspects. Are we going to see improvement? Are we not? I'm just looking at his last 5 games here. And he's looking great, sitting right around the 10 mark, a lot of rebounds, getting a lot of playing time, really consistent. There's not a lot to complain about there.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to look at, I think, with him, is what is he doing most recently? What does he put out? And when I look at these stats, I say, okay, Kevin, I get what you're getting at. I don't know how I still feel about it, and it's going to be one of those things I think we just have to watch at the end of the day and just see how he plays. I like that he's physical, though. My concern is going to be because is going to be in the key, I feel like. Because as dominant as he is, there's just so many big guys out there. I think when I look at a lot, it reminds me of Houston's kind of play style. Look at him. I think if they kind of match that kind of play style, I think it works out really well. But you can't play him like a lot of other teams are playing centers in the league right now. I just don't think it works.
Yeah. I'm not as concerned as I was before because before everyone was talking about we need a 7-foot center. Look what happened to us against Texas. But then this came out, like the Big 12 centers that they're playing this year.
Yeah.
Houston has a 6'8" center, so BYU is taller than him. Arizona's the only guy with someone that's over 7 feet. He's 7'2". Then there's BYU at 6'9", Baylor at 6'9", Iowa State 6'8", Kansas 6'10", Texas Tech 6'9". So they're all basically the same height as this guy, and he just fits with what Kevin Young wants to do. He's big pick and roll, Robert Wright. He does a lot of isolation, but pick and roll is going to be able to open up the offense.
True.
So, because they have shooters. So, if the pick and roll's not there, you swing it out to a shooter, And, yeah, I just think that's what Kevin Young wants to do. So he fits super well with this team. I just don't know if they're going to get another center on top of it, because obviously you'd like one. Things with Jackson Kohler seem to be closing down a little bit.
Yeah.
Same with the Chinese center. I mean, there's not been a lot of news on him recently, too. And then even with the Australian guy, that seemed to close down after they got Jakub, too. So
yeah, it's interesting, but I think you're right, though. I think his play style is going to fit naturally with the team. And I think there's a lot to be said about that, and I think that's where it all works together really well, right? It's how well do you play with these guys. I like that he's fast. Mm-hmm. One thing I was watching a lot of, was, also you're watching a lot of highlights, but you're also trying to watch some of these games and get a little more in-depth, knowledge into this guy. One thing I like is he's fast. He's really, really fast. And even a guy who's 6'9" is really fast, that's still a bowling ball coming through at you. Like, that's still something to be reckoned with. And so I like that a lot. My concern is still, as I was watching him a lot of like end game scenarios, is he's kind of a little fidgety with the ball. But at the same time, you have so many great shooters on the team. Mm-hmm. And where's it going to – it's not going to go to him. It's meant to go to your outside shooters at the end of the game. Yeah. So I think it evens out at the end of the day really well. But I could be concerned about that when we get further down the line in the season, playing some really great teams who are just so tight. Yeah. That's the only weakness I could see there. But other than that, I think he is a great fit. It's just going to be, what does that actually look like at the end of the day? We don't know.
Yeah. The clutch time doesn't really concern me at all, because even last year – we had AJ, and AJ didn't close down most games. It was always Robert Wright. I have no idea why, but AJ hardly would touch the ball, especially in the last half of the season, within the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yes,
I have no idea why, because he should have, but it was always Robert Wright, so I think it's going to stay that way. So that doesn't concern me a ton, but yeah, honestly, at least there's someone.
Yeah,
at least they got
that was the biggest thing. It's like, right, we make all these like little nitpicky things, and whether or not they actually come to fruition, we'll just find out of the season. But it's like you have the guy. Yeah, and that was the biggest thing. And I think now they have the guy, and they can get to work, and they can kind of know what they're working with. And I think having time to do that is the most beneficial thing you can have. Right, you can recruit a lot of great guys and do it right there at the last minute, but having time with the team and understanding who's coming into the program and developing that is such a huge benefit. So. Yeah. Good job. You did it. Thank you, Kevin. We appreciate it. Also from the BYU basketball world, some awesome news. AJ DeBonsa winning Big 12 Athlete of the Year. Somewhat strange, not surprising. It's just strange that he won Big 12 Athlete of the Year and not Big 12 Basketball Athlete of the Year. It's like, did you not want to give him two? Is that just it? You're like, we can't do that.
I think so. They're like, you got Freshman of the Year, can't give him anything else. Yeah. So then we'll just wait 6 months and give him Athlete of the Year.
And then additionally from BYU, the other nomination was Jane Hedengren, again, track and field. Did some amazing things this year. Absolutely records. Nutty things. Yeah, setting records, not just for BYU, but also for the NCAA in track and field, being a long-distance runner. And honestly, if we did not have Olivia Miles at TCU, she'd be a really good women's athlete of the year. Like, it's just some pretty amazing thing. So overall, great year from BYU for their athletics program. There's so much to be proud about. Just great culture, great people, great athletes in the Big 12 as well. You just look at a lot of these names. Think basketball, right? Kingston Flemings, he was a menace. Jacob Rodriguez, Texas Tech when it came to football. Yeah. Dog and a half, right? Spencer Fano, Utah, going first round of the draft. I mean, just some absolutely great athletes. It's just good to see that. Yeah. And I love BYU being in the Big 12, for that. Just around good athletes and being in that company and making that positive influence. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah. And obviously, being the number one pick was heavy influence on him getting it. But yeah, we're biased, but I wouldn't have chosen anyone else besides him for Athlete of the Year.
Like you look at the list too, and you're like, there's one name that sticks out. Yeah. So prominently. I mean, you just can't even argue. It's absolutely amazing. It's great to see that. And, I'm excited to see, what continues to happen with BYU athletics, right? Because, we look at BYU, right? Basketball and football. That's what we're kind of known for. That is the school, right? But there's so many of these great programs. I mean, think about cross country. Insane program, track and field, insane program, constantly top-ranking school. And so I think it's really good because, coming to a conference like this, isn't just good for the bigger sports where you're raking in a lot of the money, right? You're raking in a lot of those views. It's great for a lot of these smaller programs because they have people to be with and high-quality athletes to be around. And I love that. I think that's such a smart move hopping into the Big 12 for BYU because it affects a wide range of people.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Right before we move off of basketball, I just want to say one thing. I have Dawson Baker pulled up on my iPad here. I think I've become his number one fan.
No. There's no think. Ladies and gentlemen, I usually communicate something very clearly to you. This man loves Dawson Baker.
Not in a creepy way.
Not in a creepy way, but in a very brotherly love
I have his
type
jersey,
way.
I'll bring that out soon.
Yep.
But I want a goal now. I want Dawson Baker to follow the podcast.
Brother Baker, if you could follow the pod, it'd be greatly appreciated. We think you're a dog.
Please, Dawson. I know you have a life and you don't know about us, but you hopefully find out soon.
You should. Hopefully one day the Reels and the algorithm does this thing and Dawson Baker this shows his sweet follow-up on the podcast and his blessing.
Yeah.
Be fire. We love it.
Now moving away.
From that, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a lot to talk about, but coming up this weekend, this Saturday, BYU women's soccer begins. Warning, little disclaimer here. We know Jack Squaw.
I know soccer. I watched the World Cup.
We did watch the World Cup, that is true. So actually,
I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it.
Disclaimer 2, we actually know a lot. Disclaimer number 1 is we don't know anything. Disclaimer 2 is we actually know a lot. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead here, kind of like we did last week. Let's go through the BYU women's soccer schedule. Let's rate it out here a little bit. Let's talk about some good stuff. First game of the season, Saturday, August 1st, BYU versus BYU. They're calling it an exhibition. I think it's kind of strange. Connor, they're playing in Provo. You got BYU versus, a really great BYU team.
Yeah.
What do you think happens there?
Both teams are pretty good. I'd probably lean towards BYU on this one, though.
I'll disagree with you on that, but I want to hear your reasoning here.
It's at Southfield in Provo, Utah. I don't know. I just think BYU has a slight edge, and I don't really know why, but
I have a problem with it because I think, BYU has a lot of similarities with BYU. Just a lot of transfer there, and I feel like there's a chip on their shoulder almost,
I guess you could say that.
Because there's such a connection between the two teams. So I'm actually going to take BYU on this one. But moving on, let's go ahead and go. Next week then they're doing Idaho State University. You got a cat versus a cat. You got a cougar versus a tiger?
Yeah.
It's a tiger?
A Bengal, I think.
It's a tiger. We're going to call it a tiger. That's not scary enough to be a Bengal. Again, playing at Provo. What do you think? Would a cougar take down a tiger? Would a tiger take down a cougar?
Yes. A cougar eats bagels all day.
What?
I got BYU in this one.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I'm going to go BYU. I think a cougar takes down a Bengal. Anyways, next going up, we got UCLA following week. BYU versus UCLA playing in Los Angeles. This one's actually really interesting because you got Ellie Walbrook, I think that's how you say it. She used to play for UCLA on the team, and she is a forward there now, and she's a senior, so she's coming in right at the end of her season here, or not at the end of the season, right at the end of her schooling career, choosing to play at BYU. I think she's got a chip on her shoulder. I'm going to give this one to the BYU Cougars, honestly.
Yeah, I probably have to go with BYU again. I know UCLA is really good at soccer.
Yeah.
Especially women's soccer. But, I don't know. It's in California. It's in LA. But I got BYU with this one, too.
Yeah.
I think they just got a little more fight in them,
Yeah. This one I think is an upset. BYU at Wisconsin. Badgers are nasty, man. Those are some nasty creatures.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take the Badgers on this one.
I actually won't because we got – so on the team, we have Avery Fringe Connect, and her brother plays football, and he's been a standout in spring camp. So I'm actually going BYU.
Oh, okay.
Because the Fringe Connect family, Avery, Dogs. I think
Dogs eat Badgers.
they
I'll give you that.
probably would whip a Badger. I don't even know, but I just have a good feeling about BYU in Wisconsin. Cheese State. Cougars
State.
like cheese from what I've heard, so I'm taking them.
Yeah. Okay, next up we got USC. Wait a minute.
Utah Tech's exhibition. Oh, that's women's volleyball. Ignore my laptop.
Anyways.
Utah Tech upset. All right.
And then we got oops. USC playing again in Provo. Easy. BYU.
I don't know. It's
Easy.
a Trojan.
Yeah, but the Trojans lost the war. The horse, and there's
But
Troy.
it's people versus animal.
But did you see the Odyssey?
And then also Trojans, I'm pretty sure, are banned at BYU. So I'd probably have to go USC.
I don't know. They're playing in Provo. I'm going to go into the Cougars. Moving on. We're going to Minnesota. Easy BYU win. Come on. We literally have Ella Labrum from Alta High School, junior.
We have Lucy Kessler.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. We do have Lucy Kessler. Yeah, I'm just taking that one over Minnesota. Easy.
Yeah, Lucy Kessler, 3 goals in that game probably. At least, hat trick, Messi. I'd take Lucy over Messi.
I would, too. I agree. Okay, going on, we got BYU versus Colorado State. A Ram and a Cougar.
Yeah.
I think a Cougar wins in that.
Yeah, it could be a
little more spirit.
It'd be a little tougher than what people think, but I think so.
Yeah, I think it's going to
BYU.
Be a close game. Then we got BYU versus Oklahoma. I don't even know what a Sooner is.
Sooner versus a Boomer.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Cougar.
Yeah, I don't understand Southern lingo, so I'm just going to go with what I know. I'm going with the Cougar.
Yeah.
Next, Utah State. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good game. You know how I know? Because I feel it in my gut. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that we have Chelsea Peterson playing goalkeeper. And, when you have 2 zeros on your uniform instead of just 1, it's kind of a power move.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And Utah State, I have beef with Utah State. Utah State thinks they're all that. They think their creamery is way better. Dave Portnoy rated BYU's as the top creamery in Utah.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
So,
it's
just off of Provo Dave, too. I'm going BYU.
Provo Dave, it's BYU.
Yep.
Okay, let's fly through the next couple of these. Because we got a lot of games this soccer season.
Yeah.
BYU, Arizona. Cougars the better cat.
Yes.
Easy. BYU versus UCF. A night. If we're going by Trojan logic, I think it's going to be the Knights. I'm giving to UCF. Give that upset there. BYU, TCU. Horned Frog. What do you think? If the frog didn't have horns, I'd be more obliged to give it directly to BYU.
Because with a horny frog, if the cougar eats the horny frog... Yeah, if the cougar eats the horny frog, then what are the horns going to do?
What's the side effect?
It's probably going to poison the cougar.
Probably.
So I'd be a little cautious with that one. Honestly, BYU could go undefeated in women's soccer.
They easily could.
I know they missed the NCAA tournament last year, but I just remember from, I think it was about 7 years ago, I watched them go to the Final Four. I watched them change the rules of the national championship because it was played on Sunday. They were playing Santa Clara, I think, in the national championship on a Monday and lost that game. It was kind of rigged. But I think BYU's returning to that state.
I'd agree. Honestly, I think if we just look at the rest of the schedule, I think it's undefeated past that point.
Yeah.
There's just no other way to put it, frankly. They're going to the Big 12 soccer tournament.
Yeah.
They're going to the NCAA tournament.
Their basketball team plays Queens. That's an easy win.
Easy. And therefore, because, they're going to beat Queens in basketball, I think that you're going to carry that momentum over into women's soccer.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to all kind of
correlates.
It's going to correlate. Yeah.
Yep.
It's all coming together. Good luck this week, ladies. We're excited for you to play BYU this week. Big game, August 1st, 7 p.m. at Provo. Don't miss it.
Don't miss, remember the Titans after the game, too, 8 p.m.
That's right. Playing right down there.
And Avery Fringe Connect, please do good. I'm going to put money on you. Even though sports betting is illegal here, I will find a way.
Yeah. So, we'd appreciate a sub to the pod.
Yeah.
Be great. Anyways, moving on from that, I don't think we have a whole lot else to talk about. We just have to kind of watch how everything plays out here. We're excited to see where everything goes this next little bit. Again, BYU basketball just looking great. things are starting to come together there. I mean, like, again, former Cougs just doing what they always do, being great. It's exciting. It's a lot to look at. It's a lot to see. A lot of great things coming up.
Football starts soon, especially
We're so
camp.
close.
Fall camp starts soon. Yeah. So their first game, don't quote me on this, but I think it starts in September, not August. But
Potentially. Okay. So good stuff to look out. Again, make sure to follow, to sub, whatever, to the podcast, whatever platform you're on. Check us out. We appreciate it. It's always great. We love y'all so much. We love BYU. We love the culture. We love the people. We love everyone outside of it because that's what we do. That's all we got for you this week. Go Cougs!